The reason why a lot of black men are leaving black women is because of their mouths. I do believe that we in most cases, those guys that usually do it, they are raised by black mothers. And I do believe that the black women that helped them was the black mothers who will be rewarded for doing that. But I do believe that the reason why a lot of black men are leaving black women is because of their mouths. I do believe that a lot of black women are very disrespectful. I do believe that black women talk crazy to their men, and a lot of them are not fighting the man that they're having in the house. They're fighting the father that wasn't there for them.
Where are the men that have manners outside of their grandma, auntie, uncle, whatever? Like, why do I go to a store, in a grocery store, and I see an old lady with her hands full trying to open up the door, and it's all these men in the store and nobody's trying to help her but me? That's disgusting. I don't like that. It's dirty to me. Where are the men that open the doors? Where are the men that put their jackets on the ground? Where are the men? Where are the real men? Where are the men who know that it's a chance to go to war, but instead they stay at home and be stand-up men? Where are they at?
Sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church, and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes and sizes, literally African-American women. Like, a room full of shit.
You know, what modern women have to understand is that men don't hate you. It's just when they weigh the two, and you have peace on one hand and toxicity on another hand, which one do you think that most men are going to choose? Probably peace.
The fastest way to lose a good man is not what you think. It's not cheating. It is becoming the one thing that he can't recover from at the end of the day. You see, men, we're already fighting the world. We got work pressure, money, bills, uncertainty, expectations. If home feels like another battlefield, if home feels like I'm going to war, he's not going to stay long. Men don't leave because someone prettier shows up. They leave when peace disappears. So if every conversation is a challenge and every decision is a fight, that's not a partnership. That's a lot of pressure. Men need softness too, where life is hard, and respect where the world doubts him. So ask yourself, are you his peace or just another problem?
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
So the Trash and Treasure is basically sold out. 150 is capacity. We're at about 120. And I don't know, 150 seems like a lot. It's making me nervous for me because I'm going to do a speech. Anyway, so I reckon we need 6 or 8 more men. 6 or 8 more men. Let's take it up to 130. If you are a guy and you're thinking about it, just do it. You know, you could meet the love of your life. Or you could meet another guy and become best friends. You could meet a woman. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know unless you try. So 8 spots left. Let's get rid of them by the end of the weekend. Come on, guys. Don't let me down.
Modern women are going to have to learn that when you walk into a singles event and there's a room that's half empty, oh man, all of the women's tickets are sold. Room half empty, a room full of women and no men, that's a sign that men have actually checked out and they don't want anything to do with you on any.
Why successful men stay single? It's often the same mechanism that makes men savage in the workplace that also makes them extremely intelligent when it comes to women. For example, successful men know how to sniff out desperation and entitlement. Most women want their lifestyle, not them, so they become experts at sniffing that. They don't settle for less than they deserve because success teaches you that your worth is non-negotiable. Sounds crude, but they prioritize purpose. Purpose is for life. Comes and goes. Ready to optimize for quality women? If so, comment quality below and I'll send you my complete system for doing just that.
If men rule the world and control everything, why isn't simply being a man enough to get a high-profile position?
Because you have to prove yourself as a man.
You have to be an educated man. You have to be a man with resources. You have to be a man with a lot of things in order to do something.
Isn't that more likely to happen to women, especially if they're beautiful?
I feel like you still have to be pretty, but you still have to be educated. You still have to know other people, and you still have to be in the room where decisions are made.
But like I said, you have to prove yourself as a man, and a woman's value comes automatically.
So isn't it more likely that a woman is going to get a high-profile position without having to prove herself?
Yes.
A lot of these modern women continue to talk about the emotion, labor, and the mental load, but they don't really understand, because they're very selfish, that you actually have the guy, the man, who's actually carrying a lot of that load, just because you only think about, and I know you're probably not trying to, you only think about yourself a lot of times. So you only thinking that you don't want to do anything in a relationship.
Girl, delete this. This is not helping your brother.
Almost all losers will attempt to pass themselves off as nice guys. And I mean the infantile dependent types. I'm not infantile and dependent. I'm nice. So some nice guys are competent, but all infantile losers, except those who've fallen completely off the edge of the world and are resentful beyond belief, they're going to pass themselves off as nice guys. And that's a major problem, because what woman in her right mind wants a dependent man? You might as well just have a child, right? At least the child has an excuse.
And I think this is so important, because I get tired of guys saying, I'm a nice guy. I'm like, really? You out doing charity work every week? You're down at the church every week putting together the kids' camp? Because I bet if you were doing that, women would find you attractive. I bet you're just kind of weak.
Okay, hear me out. No clothes in bed. That is one of our marriage musts. It's something that we've just always done. And honestly, it's made such a difference. I swear it changes everything. Because when you end your day that close, it's like your body remembers what your mind forgets sometimes. It just softens everything. Well, to a degree. The stress, the noise, the little things that don't matter. It's that quiet kind of intimacy that keeps you grounded in each other. It allows for the little moments. Body massages, kisses on your neck or back, soft touches that don't always have to lead to more, but they sure can help get things going. It's simple, but it's sacred. That moment where the world fades and it's just us. It's where I feel the safest, most seen, and most like his wife. So no clothes in bed? For us, it's more than just a habit. It's how we stay close when life gets heavy.
A lot of these modern women don't understand that when you make your bed, you can't try to force a man to lie in it. When you go out there and handle your content, like the way you handle your business, you can't go force a man to try to clean up after you. That doesn't make any sense. And then when a man cleans it up, you go and make more of a mess. What man is going to sign up to say, yeah, I want to get my behind kicked? Which one?
Women want a provider man, and they want a masculine guy when it's convenient for them. That's the problem. They are not willing to be in their feminine. They want to be able to be in their feminine when you pay the bill, but they want to be able to be in their masculine when they're bossing you around the house, when they are the woman of the house and the man of the house gets told to sit down, when they are following a boss babe trajectory, when they are deciding that they want to, send their kids to daycare so that they can amp up their career. When they're making all of these decisions, they want to opt to be in their masculine. You can't turn on a guy's provider chip when you want. They're not operating on remote control, honey.
The second I get in this car, my husband's going to look at me and say, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm going to say nothing. But what I'd really like to say is, I'm so glad that you can get yourself dressed and get yourself out in the car and ready to go. While I get every single one of us ready to go, dressed, packed up, fed, and get everything loaded up in the car while watching the kids. But no, I'm good.
Say it. That's how you feel. Say it. Or you know what? Next time, ask him to do some of those things for you so you can get yourself ready and you can get your kids ready or whatever it is that he can do to help. Now you're building resentment against this man when he has no idea that you needed help. Sometimes if you jump on something, a man will see that and be like, okay, she's got it. She's good. She doesn't need my help. Especially if you're the type of woman that handles things really well, and on the outside you look like you're the boss, you've got it. Yeah, a man's gonna give you the space to get it done. So if you need help, you need to speak up. We refuse help, we overextend ourselves, and then we weaponize that exhaustion that we have and use it against him. And now he's the bad guy when he had no idea that you needed his help. He's not a mind reader.
Modern women continue to tell men, and this is why a lot of men opt out, because of the entitlement. But what you bring is it's bare minimum. It's not enough. To where a man, honestly and truly says, okay, if it's not enough, I'm just going to stop doing it. I'm going to go mind my own business somewhere else. And you get mad at the man, but you didn't waste his time talking about he's bringing the bare minimum. I'm looking for a man that does X, Y, and Z. Well, guess what? That man don't want you.
Okay, so I've been living in Chicago for like 6 months now, and I'm originally from Memphis. It's not much that I actually miss about living down south, outside of, like, of course, the food and my family. And this one thing. Something that I've noticed is that, like, men here do not open doors, and if we're on the train, they rush to get the seats. They don't give the seats to the women, and they don't get up if they see a lot of women or the elderly. Like, I'm not used to that. I thought that was like a universal thing. Come to find out, I think maybe it's just a southern thing. So am I in the wrong? And then you get to the door and the men are looking at you like, are you gonna get the door? And I'm looking at him like, I thought you was gonna get the door because you the man. And we both looking at each other like confused. I'm not used to this. And it's been 6 months.
Modern women, this is the stupid behavior that men are walking away from. Modern women will sit up there and act like it's a chore, like they're doing you a favor, like they're making your life grand by texting you back. Oh, let me go ahead, girl, child, let me go ahead and text him back. He blowing up my phone. You don't have anything else that you got going on. You better be so happy that I'm taking you seriously, because the last 10 guys that you chose, they don't like you. They're not looking at you like that.
This is interesting. This is a good take. I like this conversation starter, Commander. Hats off to you. I recently saw a video of a guy who said any time a woman has approached him, he has realized that she is a man-eater. So, what are your thoughts on that? A woman should always approach the man? I think I'm a little bit old-fashioned, but it really doesn't matter what I think. I'm married. It doesn't matter. But I'd like to know other people's opinions. Actually, I'd even like to know the married people's opinions. I don't agree. I feel like the man should be the one that approaches. But again, you have all those people that are like, ew, I don't want a man to talk to me. Same. But also, what are we thinking? This is interesting.
It's like, quit excusing behavior just because you caught some feelings. Feelings don't make red flags green. They don't. Because I'm telling you, watch people wasting months, even years, telling themselves, but I love him, but I love her. Love. What y'all loving out there? Disrespect, cheating, lying, manipulating? That's not love. It's called betrayal of self, right? Self-betrayal. That's literally you lowering your ceiling so low you can't even stand up straight. And that's why most of y'all, when it finally ends, you're on the floor crying. Because you set your values so low, there was never anything to stand on in the first place. You're not even getting the bare minimum. Y'all out there getting scraps and convincing yourself it's everything. You see it all the time. Start raising your values. Start raising your awareness. Because I'm telling you, if it doesn't add up, it's because it's not true. So stop romanticizing disrespect and start calling it what it is. Trash.
No, I think it's men just get tired of being walked over. They just get tired of it, man. It's exhausting to get disrespected in pretty much darn near every situation. Every scenario you can think about, the man is going to come out dead last. And not only are modern women setting it up to where men are going to come out dead last in every situation, they're telling men, they've gotten so bold as to tell men, you are going to come out dead last. And you should be happy that you're going to come out dead last. Your life is in service to me. Regardless of what you think that you should get, your life is in service to me.
My husband called that the great trick, because he was just providing all the time. And there was something I wanted to provide for him, and he just was a total block. And it happened so much, and I was so hurt. I finally screamed at him. Do you think you're the only person in this relationship that needs to give? And he was like, what? Huh? Yeah, he called it the great trick. And he was forever grateful for the great trick. And he did improve greatly from that. Much, much better. But he still, I had to work on the other side as well, which I never got in place. He before it got in place, of saying, when I would say thank you for what he provided, for him to say, you're welcome.
I think we have to start realizing that, when we talk about dating events and singles, mixers and stuff like that, and men ain't showing up, maybe that's a sign. If you promote, and all of the women show up, but all of the men decide not to, for whatever reason, why is nobody stepping back to ask, now why aren't the men coming? Why aren't the men here? Man, we tried to do pickleball, they didn't come. We tried to do basketball, they didn't come. They'll come for football though. Looks like they didn't come for football. Maybe we need to start reaching out and asking, why aren't you guys coming? I mean, we had a night where we watched a football game and we had wings. We did the fight night. We did baseball. I mean, why are you guys not coming out? We're trying to do things that cater to you. And they'll tell you. And whenever they tell you, listen. Matter of fact, you don't even have to ask. You can just go in a comment section and see what men are upset about and what they're worried about, what they're concerned about. But do you think that people listen to men and what they be talking about? No, because they don't care.
How good are you at house cleaning?
Excellent.
And cooking?
Excellent. I'm a country girl. My dad had a farm. I was raised on a farm. We had chickens. We had pigs. And I want to really get back to that again, actually. I just bought a house in August and getting chickens, goats, probably some ducks. But I love to cook.
Be willing to just stay home and not work?
I don't work.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Yeah, I don't work.
Okay.
Don't plan on going back. Nope.
You're going to be the provider. I'm looking for work. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
What did you used to do?
Recyclables.
Okay.
Janitorial.
Okay.
Skills I picked up. I've done some time, a substantial amount of time.
Time doing what?
Incarcerated.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to specify.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Very good. Any questions?
The fact that some of these singles events and these mixers and stuff like that. Now I've seen some mixers out there that are pretty, they look pretty good. That's something I might go to if I were single, right? But then you have a lot of them where men don't come at all. And women are like, where are all the good men at? How come men aren't showing up to this type of stuff? Well, it's not really beneficial. A lot of this stuff to a man isn't really there's nothing I ain't going to take anything home from it. Well, you might get a number. You might. And what might means is it's similar to playing the lottery. Well, you might win. So keep on playing. I'm going to keep on playing the lottery and I might never win. But I've spent a lot of money. I've accumulated a lot of tickets, a lot of lottery tickets. And when I've counted up the cost, I spent a lot of money on something that I'd never even had a chance to win. Well, do you have a shot? Probably I have a shot, a chance to win in general, but do I have an actual chance versus a 1 in infinity chance? Probably not. And that's how a lot of men feel about dating. They don't really have a shot with a lot of these modern women. With the way that they act, with the way that they treat me, and really honestly and truly on that subject, with the way that they treat me, do I want a shot?
Men who are ready to commit are fearful of doing so because they've noticed that many women seem to like them more and soften up when they're mistreated and kept guessing. I saw this comment from a guy on Instagram which encapsulates this perfectly. He said, "I'm trapped in a generation where I don't know whether to buy her flowers or ignore her to get her to like me." Men will do what women demand of them in order to get laid. Women set the standards and men meet them. There's this idea from Roy Baumeister. He says, although this might be considered an unflattering characterization, we have found no evidence to contradict the basic general principle that men will do whatever is required in order to obtain sex, and perhaps not a great deal more. One of us characterized this in previous work as, if women would stop sleeping with jerks, men would stop being jerks. If, in order to obtain sex, men must become pillars of the community, or lie, or amass riches by fair means or foul, or be romantic, or be funny, then men will do precisely that. So, similarly, if men need to be broken, flaky, non-committal, and inconsistent, they will meet these standards appropriately. Women's mate choices, modern romance culture, and girl magazines are not at fault for emotionally unavailable behavior in men, but they're not totally unrelated to it either. What is needed is a clearer picture of healthy connection.
Why men always wait until it's too late to get their stuff together?
Because I thought I had another chance. And why wouldn't I? You gave me 67 of them. And so here I am thinking I got more time and more time and more time because with you, I've always had time. I am legitimately shocked to find you actually have a backbone. You thought I...
Wrong. You women are choosing men who are comfortable where they are, and you expect him to change by a deadline that you never disclosed to him. You sold him on the expectation that you were right, that you would be with him through thick and thin, and that you would get down in the trenches with him when it was necessary. And if he ever fell off, you would carry the load. You women thought he waited till it was too late. No, he didn't. You women left, and we finally had the bandwidth and energy to reach our goals because we didn't have you impeding the progress, making us prioritize you and the things you want. Oftentimes, you women want men to redirect their energy and priorities toward you instead of towards their purpose. And when we do that, it takes longer for us to get ourselves together. If men knew you guys were preparing your exit, we would never prioritize you. We'd actually put you second, but then we lose you either way. So we're damned if we prioritize you or if we prioritize ourselves, which exposes the truth. You wasn't down with us in the first place.
To all the men out there, you want your dream woman. I hear you. I get it. There's one thing that you're not doing though. Why are you not seeking out, or why are you not committing to the woman that actually respects you?
I don't think it's right to stay in traditional definitions of what the roles are. A king doesn't always have to lead. I'm married and
all right, here's a better response. Watch this.
Loves to lead. But guess what?
Notice how she's the only one that laughed.
Lead. Yeah. I let him lead.
Single girlies in their late 20s, early 30s. Where are we finding men?
Unfortunately, they are working overtime instead of going out and dating because they feel they will never be attractive enough or wealthy enough for a girl ever again. They would rather check their weather app than chat with another person on Hinge. If they're not at work, they're usually at home, the gym, playing video games with friends, or fighting for democracy. You're welcome.
Only when this happens, a woman is in her feminine. I will be feminine, truly feminine. Soft, playful, childish, when I am with a truly masculine, fully healthy masculine energy, not the toxic masculine. Then my masculine energy is allowed to fade, and I'm falling into my soft feminine. And then I'm basically a little girl.
The world lies about this, but the sad part is that you believe it. Beautiful women are common. Valuable men are scarce. A pretty face can walk into any room, but a dangerous man has to build himself. 3 things make a man rare. That's discipline, competence, and responsibility. Most men avoid all 3. They chase attention. They chase validation. Stop treating a girlfriend like it's a life upgrade. The right woman is a consequence of your rise, not a substitute for it.
Women, we are our own worst enemy. When you're approached by a man
or a man jokes and laughs with it, if he's charming, not necessarily conventionally good looking, but if he's funny and charming and just has a nice aura, you're fine with it. Yes. That's the huge kind of hypocrisy. You have your creep dial as a woman. And if anything about him, like he comes into your aura and you just feel you get the creeps, you just know it. When I was younger, it was completely normal. Men came up to you all the time. But nowadays they don't. If nobody's approaching you, you're all...
I'm tired of females asking me, Choice, where all the good is at? All the good, we in the crib. We be in the crib. We don't go nowhere. It's boring. We do not leave our house. We make our money and come back to the crib to watch movies and sleep. You would not find us in no parties, no events, none of that. Is in the crib. We boring. We don't do nothing. Sorry for being so boring, but like I don't like being in trouble. I don't want to be going in jail, so I stay home. You hear me? Like, come on now, baby. Come on. In the crib. We in the crib. And
we stopped slapping. So they forgot that they don't have the strength of a man. Right.
Yeah, I think it's good that we stop slapping.
I don't know about that.
Oh, man.
I would like to slap.
I'm looking at all these women fight men online. I was like, what?
That's why.
Yeah.
Because you stop slapping them, and the female ego is ridiculous. But I mean, these women, like, they literally think what they see in the movies is real. I'm not saying just go around smacking random women.
Yeah.
I'm saying you start acting like you want to get in someone's face. All it takes is one smack to realize you're not as strong as a man.
When I grew up, I used to see my father hit my mom, and I hated it. So I was like, you know what? I'm never going to do that anymore.
And now your wife's out of control.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to say something that might hurt a little, but it might change your life. You might be the problem. Not because you're not worthy. Not because you're not enough, but because you keep allowing things that are beneath you. You ignore red flags because you don't want to start over. You stay in situations long after God already gave you an exit sign. You accept half love, half effort, half commitment, and then you wonder why you feel empty. And listen, I get it. It's hard to walk away. It's hard to choose yourself. It's hard to break patterns. But at some point, you have to take responsibility for what you keep tolerating. Because people will only do what you allow them to do. Your life will not change until your standards do.
So I'm at IKEA and I said to my husband, James, take photos of everything that you like. And so he just took a bunch of photos of me. So this is the thing. I used to date guys and they always make me feel like I was overweight or need to dress better because they were rich and they want me to dress nicer. But my husband, he doesn't care about that. I said, I want to get Botox. And he's like, no, you look fine. And so you need to find somebody that adores you and loves you and accepts you and does not make you feel like you're less than. This is the most important thing. They accept you and they celebrate you. Even if I gained 100 pounds and lost a leg, my husband would still be married to me. A lot of the guys I dated in the past, that would never ever happen. They would dump me once I gained weight.
Men are traveling out of the U.S. just to find a wife. I was watching a podcast the other day, and it went on to explain why men are traveling out of the States to find a wife. Sum it all up, they say that women from other countries are well-educated, classy, elegant, very feminine, and they understand how to give and take in relationships, instead of being demanding, entitled, and ungrateful for things that men do for them. And I'm not saying all, but some women in America have grown so entitled and demanding. Basically, they think that they can treat a man however they want and they can get away with it. Treat a man poorly, and then they criticize their looks when they're not in the best shape themselves. Agree or disagree all you want, but men do like feminine women. They like when women behave feminine, and they like when women take care of themselves. Want a good man, but they're tired of our BS. So much, in fact, that they're traveling overseas just to find a wife that respects them.
There's a moment most women never, ever see coming. And that's when Mr. Nice Guy just stopped being Mr. Nice Guy. There's no warning, no speech, no big argument. One day he just woke up and started moving different. And that's the part that throws a lot of people off. Because he wasn't complaining before. He was just showing up, saying yes, adjusting, going out of his way to make sure everything ran smooth. So when the switch happened, it kind of feels random, but it's not. It's been building every time he ignored what bothered him. Every time he chose peace over honesty. Every time he gave more than he had and told himself it was just part of being Mr. Nice Guy. Until one day, something small happens. Nothing too big, nothing dramatic. And he pauses and he thinks. And something becomes clear to him.
Women give men a million reasons to look elsewhere with their attitudes. So women got it twisted because women think that since they're beautiful and they have a that they're the goddess of the universe and that men should just be happy to be with them. But that what you don't understand is become a dime a dozen nowadays. It's free because women are so emotional. It don't matter what you did all the way up until the moment she's mad. When she mad, it don't matter what you did. She'll destroy everything because she didn't get her way in these 5 minutes. This is what women do in relationships. And then they say, happy wife, happy life. Mm-hmm. That's narcissism to the 1000th degree. Mm-hmm. But women don't think they're narcissists.
Yo, this is the Pimps and Simps show, where we peel back the IG filters, dodge the thirst traps, and tell it like it really is.
Black people are polygamous. We are polygamous. I ain't even here to talk to y'all too long about it because I know what it is. Find you a girlfriend, introduce her to your boyfriend, and you guys live together. Find the best woman you've ever known in your entire life and tell her, hey, I think we should share this divine king. A lot of women need another woman in their household, but a lot of women don't want to follow in those steps. Because you know why? It doesn't align with their expectations and their feminism. Monogamy is the only dynamic that promotes narcissism. Women are actually the ones that wanted polygamy in the first place. They wanted polygyny. They chose that for their household. They wanted to help their friends out. They wanted to help mothers and the women across the land. They weren't selfish, insecure. Jealousy and hatred was put onto us. It's not even ours. That's the whole reality of it. So a lot of people need to start unlearning and relearning. Nature's polygamous. You go into the forest right now, every tree, every leaf, every vine depends on another to grow and succeed. Nature is polygamous. So are you. If men are naturally polygamous, so are you.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Rose, and let me know if you agree with me on this. A lot of Australian women now ask, why don't men approach us? Well, honestly, it's because we told them not to. We said it was creepy. We embarrassed them. We rejected them, treated them like they were disposable. Men are too scared nowadays for those reasons. And now we're acting confused. Why don't men want long-term relationships? Same answer. Because we pushed them away. We raised the bar higher and higher. Money, status, looks, lifestyle. We basically told them to step up or piss off while offering them far less in return. We expected effort, attention, money, but didn't always match it with respect and appreciation. So men adapted. They stopped approaching. They stopped chasing. Some of them have just checked out of relationships with Australian women altogether. You can't tell men to leave you alone and then be surprised when they actually do.
I think that any man that's in the dating world that thinks that a woman with children is baggage shouldn't be dating, and I think that that's an insult to motherhood. And
how is it insulting? If you're a single mother dating a man with no kids, at some point you are expecting this man to provide and protect your kid. If he doesn't do that, you're not really going to look at him as a man. Now, does this man have authority to discipline your kids?
I would call my baby daddy, and he would be getting his beat. cheat.
Okay, so
you're not touching my son. You're my boyfriend. That's just not gonna happen.
No.
That's my child.
The part that's crazy is you can't see that another man has to take on all of this responsibility, but he doesn't have the same authority as the man that you're not even with.
That's his business, and that's what he
So
And
this is why it's an L. Responsibility without authority is essentially slavery, and it's like 2 against 1. This come home walking on eggshells. Oh, dang, I gotta please her and please this little bad, little nasty, little gremlin looking kid. Dang, I gotta please both of y'all. He's in the ultimate form of simpery.
Yes, I agree. No simp zone, no simp zone, no simp zone.
Sis, I want to share 3 things that you have been told about submission that is an absolute lie. So listen up. Number 1, that submitting to your husband makes you weak. Submission doesn't make you weak. In actuality, God told us as wives to submit to our husbands in everything. So when you are submitting to your husband, you're actually showing your strength in God and your trust in what God tells you to do. And there's nothing weak about that. Number 2, that submission makes you a doormat, or men would treat you like a doormat because you submitted to him. But in all actuality, when you submit to your husband, it makes him more attracted to you and makes him trust you more. Why? Because he realizes that you want to do things God's way, and it softens his heart towards you, and you will see dramatic results when you submit to him. Number 3, when you submit to your husband, what you're saying that you're not equal to him. You are absolutely equal to your husband as a human and in God's love, but submission just shows that you honor God's order, and God gave your husband the authority as the head of the home. Remember that. You can do this. We got this together, and carry on. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget about my free webinar that's coming up soon, 5 things that make you wife material. The link is in my bio, and the flyer is coming up after this. See you at the webinar.
Ladies, these are the 2 worst ways to meet a great guy. Number 1, you're waiting for men to ask you out in real life. When's the last time a man asked you out in real life? If you're like most women, I've helped around the world. It's probably been a really long time. But guess what? It's not your fault. It's the men. They're just not asking women out like they used to. So you're using the second worst way, the dating apps. But the men try and sleep with you too quick. They ghost you, act like a pen pal. Some of them ask you for money. Never give them money, by the way. That's a big red flag. And some of them, you actually give them a chance. They open their mouth, and you wish you stayed home and watched your favorite TV show. If I just described your dating life, I can help you. I've put together a completely free masterclass where I go over the 3 main reasons men stopped approaching women in real life. Now listen, if you don't understand what these 3 reasons are, you're going to be left behind. And I would really hate to see that happen to you. Then I go over why the dating apps are completely wasting your time. We've got to get you off the dating apps immediately. And lastly, the good news. I give you a couple really simple steps completely for free from my RTP dating method so that you can go out in real life off the dating apps and start meeting great men right near where you live, starting right after you watch it. To sign up completely for free, you can go right underneath my profile or go to freetraining.rtpdatingmethod.com. Ladies, sign up. This is going to change completely how you view dating. You're actually going to have fun. You're going to feel excitement for the first time probably in years that you can still meet a great guy, because guess what? You can. You just have to have the right strategy. And that's what I teach inside that free masterclass. So sign up, and I will see you on the inside.
I didn't see this coming. Y'all ready?
Every now and then, if you think about it, you might want to go out there and date somebody, but then the thought of getting to know somebody, learning their ways, and, taking a chance on if they gonna do right or not, don't seem like it's worth the risk sometimes. And that's what keeps a lot of us single a lot of times. Not because we can't get nobody, but that be the case most of the time. Once you've been alone for so long, you just enjoy it that way. You just would rather keep it that way. And I think the majority of us want somebody, to spend our life with, but then when you start thinking about that peace you have, it'd be hard to let go. Not saying you can't have peace with somebody, but just to, ain't none of us perfect. So when you get with somebody, you gonna go through something.
That's the cost of being in a relationship. So some people choose to be alone totally just because of peace. Will they get and want to be with someone? I think so. But at the moment, a lot of people are just choosing peace over having to learn someone, having to learn their ways, learn what they like, learn their irks, learn what they don't like what you to do, learn what they love for you to do, learn what they expect more of you to do. A lot of times, and again, this is what, from my perspective, I think the main thing is on the guy.
And what modern women have to understand is, because they push out this narrative that men are hiding, that men are not around, that men never come to singles events, that men are in different dating spaces. Modern women are so oblivious to the movements of a man that a man could actually come to a dating event. He actually go to the dating event, but you won't notice him because you're looking for the dude that's 6'5". You won't notice him because you're looking for the dude that is wearing an Armani suit or something like that. You're looking for the person that looks how you want them to look, that presents themselves how you think that they should present themselves, when they might present a slightly different way. They might talk a different way. They might approach a different way. And we're not talking about people who walk up to you and approach you looking like a slouch and a slob. We're just talking about, say for instance, a dude wears a red suit. Well, I'm looking for, my husband's going to be a guy in a black suit. God's going to send me a man in a black suit, black loafers. I've already prayed for it. Why did you pray for something so shallow like that? Why? When the dude in the red suit is exactly who you're looking for. Oh, he sounds like he's from New York. So, well, looking for a guy from Connecticut. What does it matter? Have you talked to him to see how he treats you? Yeah, I actually did. He seems like a nice guy. He's got this down. He's really educated. I really like that about him. Seems like he's connected well to his family and his friends. Well-adjusted man. He's got a good job, great hobbies. Well, if he has all of that stuff, then why don't you just date him? What kind of job does he have? Oh, it's a boring job. I really don't like that. Does he make a stable income? Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be exciting for my life. Huh? They really disqualify men because of these things. Minute things. And I'm exaggerating, but there's minute things that modern women, basically say, well, you're a really good man, actually, but you're not my husband. And then they go and start making up stupid sayings talking about, well, don't let your boyfriend or something like that, or don't let a good man keep you from finding your husband. What does that even mean? Can you just go ahead and do what you're supposed? Just say that you're not ready. Just say that you don't have the emotional intelligence capacity to handle a man like that.